I want, please, the first speaker to come up. We're actually having a first speaker as a tag team. So please join us, Sara and Tami.
Hello everybody. This is a special night because I see lots of friends in the audience, so this is kind of cool. I've been to many of these Inspire events, and usually like you, sitting down listening to some pretty dynamite speakers share their personal stories. And what makes them so powerful is the fact that they are personal. There's a deeper level of intimacy you engage in with the audience when you're sort of opening up your personal your mind and your heart and the things that you've gone through. So in honor of the courageous speakers that have come before me, and in solidarity with those that are sure to follow, I'm going to give it to you real and raw tonight. No spin, no polish, no artificial sweeteners. So let's talk about dance for a moment. Fred Astaire was pretty much commanded the spotlight as an entertainer and dancer during his time. But Ginger Rogers was his partner, and she didn't receive the same accolades and the same praise that he did. So there's a famous quote about her, and there's some debate about who said it, but it goes, "Yeah, he was great, but she did everything he did, backwards and in high heels." As women in the workplace, we face specific challenges. Sometimes these challenges are not recognized or realized by those we work with or who follow our career, but they're there. In male-dominated industries, these challenges can be even more pronounced, and sometimes they can limit how fast and far we can advance. So for that reason, women really benefit from mentorship and from support from other women. So Tami, who will be speaking in just a minute, and I desperately sought a network that we can lean in and turn to, but there was no resource for career advice or personal guidance at that time, and if there was, we didn't know how to find it. So we danced around our successes and failures, and we had to sort of choreograph our own dance, which meant sometimes for every step forward, we took 2 steps back and in high heels. If we knew at the beginning of our careers what we know now, there would have been fewer sprained ankles, missed opportunities, and lost time, but there are no dress rehearsals for life, and the only rule is that no matter what happens, the show must go on. So, I want to introduce Tami. For those of you who don't know, she is a PR dynamo in this town, and for the last decade, she's been running her own PR firm, Blue Cube Marketing.
Thank you. As Sara said, I've been working in public relations for 25 years, and I've owned my own company for the past 10 years. While I've never had the opportunity or the pleasure of having a mentor, women have truly made a significant difference throughout my career. In my 20s, right out of college, I worked for a female boss who was so mean and degrading that when they finally let her go, prominent people from throughout the community came to my office to congratulate me. And yeah, I didn't realize anybody knew. Corporate even sent me flowers because I survived. It was a woman who first told me, "You can't work for anyone else." And that inspired me to start thinking about opening up my own company. In 1999, I was downsized, and I found myself for the first time since I was 14 years old without a job to go to. I was devastated. My girlfriend Deborah sent me a box of long stem red roses, and the card read, "Kick ass." And I've kicked ass and got my ass kicked ever since. And it was women, when I first opened up my PR firm, who referred clients to me. They saw me as a colleague, not as competition. And it was a female boss who was the only person in my 25-year career who questioned my competence. She fired me after a 6-month probationary period for a job that I was overqualified for. When I fell into the depths of depression, some of my girlfriends said, "Get over it." But there was a brave few who stood beside me and shared their stories of vulnerability. It was the busiest woman that I knew who called me on the phone every single day. She made sure that I got out of bed, that I got dressed, and I got my butt out the door, even if it was just to go to the bookstore. My grandmother is the woman who I admire most, and she was the one who consistently believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. She gave me the strength and courage to carry on. And there were other women who I thought were merely acquaintances, who truly saw me and my accomplishments and selflessly nominated me for many of the awards that I've won. Women have the power to nurture, and that's powerful. Women are natural-born leaders who build companies and communities through collaboration. As someone with 25 years of experience, I have a lot of insight and a lot to share. But more importantly, I know that I have more yet to learn. The only thing that's constant is change, and that's truly the case in the communications field. I embrace the opportunity to learn from those who were born into the digital age and understand technology, from someone who wasn't on a computer until after she graduated college. Dual mentoring will provide the opportunity to bridge that gap, so women can learn from those who know business and know what success is like, and those who know what we have to do in the future to continue to succeed. Insight, inspiration, and intuition are powerful tools that we women harness as we build our companies, our confidence, and our communities. I hope that the women here will join us in the future. And now I bring back Sara Gabriella, writer, TV content creator, and host.
Looking back, I see how I could have benefited untold amounts from a mentor, but my first attempt to find one was so painful and so disappointing that I never tried again. It was 2004, and I was working on a hit TV show, Dr. 90210, the reality show about the crazy plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills, the capital of plastic surgery. It was one of the highest shows on the network. It was in the 4th season. Things were going great, and I was happy, but as a writer, the holy grail is to work on a scripted show, right? So you want to work on a comedy like Third Rock or Parks and Rec, or you want to work on a drama like Dexter or Mad Men. So in the back of my mind, I was always sort of keeping an open mind and looking out for opportunities. I realized as I was, after my first season, that I was kind of being pigeonholed as a reality writer, and so I'm like, okay, when an opportunity comes, I gotta kind of try to make my move. So I saw a post for a writer's assistant, and for what seemed to be a pretty kick-ass film and TV writer. So I checked her out. She had written a feature that starred a huge pop star. She had written on a few TV shows, some of my favorites, those 1-hour crime procedurals like Law and Order and SVU, Law and Order and CSI. And her credits went all the way back to Star Trek: The Next Generation. This was at a time when women in the writer's room was like practically non-existent. So I'm like, okay, this woman's pretty kick-ass. I was starstruck. I wanted nothing more than to get this gig, learn from her, and emulate her career. But it was a gamble, so I felt like I kind of had to weigh it out. On one hand, I had security. My first show that I had landed out of college, I felt like, you know, maybe I should just count my blessings. It was the highest rated show on the network. I knew that if I stuck with it, every season coming back, I was gonna make more money, more money, more money. And it was, you know, it was a nice, safe career path that I was on. But I craved a mentor. Okay, these are a little out of order, so, oh well. And so I went on the interview and I got the job and I screamed on the inside and I accepted on the spot. So about a month in, you know, I figured I'd be doing all this exciting work and I'd be learning about film and TV screenwriting and show development. And a month later, I was cooking dinner and I was taking her daughter on play dates and picking up groceries and, you know, her checks from her accountant. And there was less and less writing. I did get to work on a couple cool projects with her. A made-for-TV movie for A&E that was adapted from a novel. We got to work on a Showtime pilot called Crystal Meth Cowboys. It was Breaking Bad meets Southland. And we got to okay, so a couple of projects, but this is why we shouldn't go with cards. So we got to work on a couple of good projects, but that was less and less, and more, you know, I was becoming basically a glorified nanny. So about a year and a half later, she went into semi-retirement and moved to Northern California, and I helped her pack the entire house. And when she asked me to fly up to the Bay Area to unpack the moving truck when it got there, I had pretty much had enough. She didn't really refer me to anybody. She didn't help me get a new opportunity, and it kind of died there, so I was really hurt. At the time, it kind of devastated my self-esteem. I took it very personally. So it was a long time from then when I really looked back to face what had happened and why. Well, she was an overwhelmed single mom with a very demanding career, had little time to spend with her daughter. When she saw how good I was with her daughter and how much her daughter enjoyed spending time with me, it was a little easier for her to put her off on me instead of having me do the job that she had hired me to do, that I had left a good paying, steady job to do, and that I was really good at. So I also realized when I was doing this soul searching that it was also my fault. I should have opened my big mouth and I should have asked, right? That just because she didn't offer to help me doesn't mean that she wasn't willing to. It just means she was kind of a self-absorbed person that was a little more interested in what I could do for her than what she could do for me. But I had put in my time, I had paid my dues, I had shown her I was talented and hardworking and trustworthy. There would have been no shame in asking her to introduce me to some of her contacts that were working on shows and productions that I was interested in. So, you live and learn. Flash forward, open scene 2013, Las Vegas. And I forged a career. I've had a chance to, luckily, I continued pursuing passion over paycheck, but to more successful results than that first experience. And sort of forged my own career, managed to do a lot of the things I wanted to do and a few things that I didn't set out to do but ended up being pretty darn amazing anyways. And still no mentor. So my friend Melissa Skipworth hit me up about 2 months ago on Facebook, because my friends know that's the fastest way to get a response from me. And she was like, do you want to help bring a chapter of an organization here to Vegas? It's about women mentorship and networking. And I didn't even need to hear any more. I realized immediately that that's what I desperately desired when I started my career, and that's what I wanted other women to have access to when they're starting theirs. So I was all in. The organization is Women in Media Mentoring Initiative, WIMI, and what we are is a supportive group of women that help nurture each other's career advancement through mentorship, which is what Tami touched on a little bit, through offering our contacts, through facilitating access, and through supporting each other through those unique challenges that we face as women. What's our goal? Pretty simple. To put more women in positions of power and influence in their industries. Women are tragically underrepresented in leadership positions, even though studies prove when women are in the boardrooms, when women are on executive teams, companies do better. So it's not just an issue of access and equality and diversity. It's smart business, and it translates into bigger profits. So that's kind of what we're all about, and our organization is having a big launch party the first week of April, and all women are invited to come in and check us out. Thank you.